Yeah. I don't give a f.
Well, you then, bitch. I'm gonna mute that.
You can hang that up.
It's all good.
Probably not.
Hey, delete that part. Delete that part.
What are you even talking about?
That's a different conversation.
They get so stupid.
You are now tuned into The Twist on You Film Me TV. This is not your grandmother's cup of tea.
So welcome back to The Twist. Another episode. Unfortunately, y'all missed all that good stuff we just talked about because I forgot to hit the record button. So I'm going to introduce myself again. It's me, Rell Beatz.
Don't even get
AKA. No, you gotta do it. No, you gotta do it, man.
AKA Slimmy Turner. Got my boy Pete.
AKA Cheese like pancake.
Got my girl Jay.
AKA still hold on to these 10 nails.
10 nails down,
AKA,
10
I
toes.
can't believe you ain't recording. Like, what the heck?
Are we recording now?
Yeah, I see it now.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have two special guests today. To my right, yet again, we got Jerome and Rome.
Yes, aka the transporter.
To my left, we got Mr. Daniel.
AKA HNIC.
All right, let's get back into it.
Wait, you gotta say that nigga in charge. You like it?
It was a moment, man. You can't.
Can we actually say the word and the word?
Yeah.
Damn. All right, so back to Lil Wana's question that nobody heard.
Nobody
Because it
heard.
wasn't
Yeah.
recording.
So kick it off again.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question was how old should a man be being like wearing up to date name brands, I guess.
All right, the real answer is there's no age on it. You can do what you want. It's just, I guess it goes off the appearance of how you look. Cause it's been some, I hate that we have to bring up R. Kelly every damn time.
But we don't have to.
We do, man. There's some pictures out there where he dressed like a 12-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
It don't look right. So
Well, you know what? The crazy thing, right? So I was in a club one night, and so this woman, she was about, I don't know, she had to be like in her 30s, I guess.
Nice little tenderoni.
whoa, jive turkey.
She was a skeezer.
They missed all that. Everything.
Y'all missed all that.
Anyway, so she's talking to me, we talking about, she asked me my age. So I told her I'm 50. She said, you 50? You really 50? I was like, yeah. She said, you got on True Religion, you got on Jordans. You more like them young girls. So I'm like, how you gonna talk about me wearing Jordans when Jordan wear Jordans?
Jordan,
So like jean selection is terrible.
So like really is
his
it?
jean selection is terrible.
So like, I mean, it's not like they got a
Worst thing
section in the store for 50 and up, you know what I'm saying? Or 40 and up to wear clothes.
All right, so what you saying that is kind of on the same lines as when you go in a department store and you see men's and women. So when you see a dress, just how we are, we generalize that as being women's clothing. So is it the same to say that that's not really women's clothing? That's just how we put, those standards on people? To say that if it's shaped like, this with the bottom open, that's for women only.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we're built different.
Well, I would say it was more designed for a woman, even though a man may decide to wear them.
Yeah.
But
Right.
it's really more designed for, it was designed for a woman to
Do
wear.
anybody got Westbrook number so we can text him and ask him?
Yeah, he be wearing some wild stuff.
I mean, he be putting on.
But what you even saying is designed for women? Why would you say that? Like, would you feel like the dress being open, like aerodynamic for the the lower half or whatnot?
Probably first because it's a dress.
But that's what I'm saying. If we put the the gender role on it to say that, oh, it's for a girl or it's a boy because it's this color.
So do you walk in the department store and be like, yo, I'm about to cop this dress?
But if I did,
You just got to answer your answer for me, brother.
if I did, should I be judged though? Because like I said, we put those roles on those clothes. I don't want to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like free balling, so it's just ain't for me. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what you want to wear? I mean, it's on you.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys out here doing it right now. So like Gunna, I don't know what he be going through, but
dudes just can't dress.
do you feel like they can dress and we just not up to their standards, or they can't dress?
No. personally. No, they just have money to buy the clothes. To
And
me,
that's what
everything he wears look uncomfortable.
They do.
Because it's like it be Italian, European, so it's cut different from
Yeah, it's
American.
cut smaller.
Yeah, and then it's like he's a kind of a bigger guy. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
So Italian people are
But you know what I'm saying? So,
Italian people are smaller than us.
I think so.
No, not all of them.
Not all of them, but like if you go to
Cause
Italy,
you
Not
think
the
about,
Sopranos.
yeah, because you think about Italian
talking about-
bosses, they big.
Right. Jersey Shore, all them niggas
I'm
got
talking about New
muscles.
Jersey. I'm talking about Italy.
Oh, okay.
Like when the clothes come to Italy,
The real Italians.
just like China. Like clothes is cut way different because they're way smaller.
But a lot of people in China are small. Like we
Allegedly.
But
She just playing, y'all. Allegedly.
No, but I'm saying like when we look at the movies and stuff, like even when we was just watching
They're very thin people.
right. What was
Squid Game.
yeah, when we watched the Squid Game, everybody we saw in there was small except for they
Couple
mamas.
people.
You never really see fat Asian people, other than sumo wrestlers.
That's it.
Wow.
But what made me
You don't
ask
though,
but what
and they
made-
don't have facial hair.
But would that go back to just the type of food they eat? Because they eat a lot of like squid and shrimp and
Not
noodles
very
and
carb
rice.
based.
Well, I think it's more of, because if we base it on movies, all movies have
And they
screenplays.
typecast.
They typecast people.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure there's a chubby one or two who came in there and probably said, nah, he's too big. Because it's like if you go back to that movie, what's that? Is it Chinese Connection? With that real big dude, that real big
for
Chinese
Bruce
dude.
Lee.
Yeah,
Bolo?
Yeah, Bolo.
Yeah, Bolo.
Bolo were huge. And then even the dude that was running the whole thing, he was a big guy.
Well, what made me ask the question about the brand things is because I was talking to one of my friends on the phone, and I was like, man, you don't really know how to dress. Like, you need to get like some different clothes. He was like, whatever, because I wear Tommy and Polo, and I was like, Tommy and Polo, like, I'm just
It's
like,
not that it's out. It's just the fact that what we done been through and the the shit that they done put out, whether it be racial
when
or
I-
all that, we
'cause
just fall
honestly,
back from it.
Like when I think of like an older man like dressing, I see my dad. I'm like, my daddy don't dress like that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, he your age, you don't dress like that.
When I put like in the mindset of at your age when people say that shit, and I feel like when I get to an age and I'm gonna start dressing my age, I'm gonna wear like silk tops and silk bottoms to be one color. Like that's how my neighbor dress. He like 70 something.
When I don't see
Everything
it.
he got one solid color.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think
Nigga like
too-
jelly beans, licorice, Twizzlers.
Look like a crayon.
but really too, I think that goes with like how old you look. Like how my dad doesn't look like he's 50 years old, like at all. I don't look like I'm 30 years old at all. So I think it's like if you got a 50 that look 50, then you get like, God, you thought my grandma was 54 and she's 70.
I just can't see myself wearing Wrangler jeans or Rustler jeans. Like I just can't see that.
But then I also think too, it's the environment you grew up under.
Correct.
So it's
Correct.
like,
I
yo,
totally
as
agree.
as black people, we
But
all
the
what
crazy
we
thing
do.
is like when I was younger, you listen to rap and then you think, well, probably when I get in my 40s, I'll start listening to jazz and I'll do away with hip hop and all that. But I still listen to rap. Like I listen to some jazz, but it's like it's not my preference. You know what I'm saying?
Did you start doing that because you got older? It was like you did it while you were younger too.
What's that?
Listen to jazz.
Yeah, I listen to a little bit of jazz, but but I mainly listen to hip hop and R&B. And it's like you.
For me, because I'm not too far old as he is. I'm 46, and it was just like for me to go to bed on Sunday nights just to start my week off at 11, 12 years old. I either had to go to bed to jazz or either to R&B. I don't know what it was, but that's just how I grew up.
Like
So.
your parents made you do that, or that was just by
that
choice?
was just something by choice. Yeah, it was by choice.
Do you see yourself doing that when you get older?
No, because my daddy and my mama took me to this jazz concert. This jazz place when I turned 21. He got me drunk and I fell asleep at the table. And they was blowing the horn like in my face and I was knocked out.
You got
I was
wasted at a jazz
"Nah."
club?
Huh?
She only had like 2 shots of Patron.
Double shots.
Get it right.
Double shots.
Like, turn up, it's the birthday girl.
Right, and it was not a turn up type of thing. Like, nah, I was in my dreams at the table.
It was funny because we got back to grandma's house. She said, y'all been drinking that fire water, ain't you? I said, fire water? I ain't never heard that. That's moonshine talk. Oh, y'all been drinking that fire water, ain't you?
I'm telling you, like,
Fire water illegal.
like that's right, like that's the first time I got drunk. Only thing I really remember a lot is waking up in the clothes I was wearing when we left, and next to me was my daddy in the clothes that he was wearing that night. I was like, "What you doing here?" He was like, "I'm asleep. We've been drive home."
So as a parent, for y'all who don't know watching the podcast, this is actually her father. Y'all got like a real friendship. Hey, even though you're her father, y'all have like a friendship. Do you feel like for some people that can be bad? You know what I'm saying? Because they don't draw that line to where I'm still your parent. Then that's when the kid be cursing at them and all that. Like, do you feel like that ever affected y'all?
No, because I wanted Joanna from before she was even born. So it's like I always wanted a daughter. So like, you know what I'm saying? And so when she got here, I just felt like I was gonna treat her. I treat her like my mom treated me, which was basically the opposite of how my dad treated me. So I don't know. I mean, I've always. Joanna's. I think I spanked Joanna like one time as she got a little older. You know, when she was little, she always did little dumb stuff. But when she got older, I remember spanking her one time.
Older too.
But with Joanna, see, Joanna was different. Like, stuff was important to her, like cell phones, TVs. So to punish her, if she did something, I could say, well, no phone for the week, and she'll be just as hurt as if I would have spanked her.
Right.
Aunt, that was totally different.
And they give my name.
Aunt will learn how to adjust.
How do you punish that child?
Right.
I tell you, like, we take the video game from Aunt gonna watch TV. You take the TV from Aunt, he gonna pull out one of those little Nintendo games. You take that from him, then he gonna look at a computer. Like, you take that from him, he gonna read a book. And it's like he's not hurt. It's
Take
like
that tic-tac-toe. Then what you gonna do?
I mean, like he just easy to adjust, and that was the difference. But we had to spank him, but he was tired of it. But yeah, he wasn't tired of doing wrong. But with Joanna, like I said, I could just I remember I took one time Joanna a cell phone from her, and she was like, "Daddy, please, can you just give me some minutes? Just let me talk for 10 minutes. Just let me talk 10 minutes a day." I'm like, no phone. And she go and cry about it. So, but now we always have a pretty good relationship.
So this might be a controversial question. Being that you said you always wanted a daughter, your son came first, right? Mm-hmm. So what if he became your daughter?
Jesus, fuck.
We gonna move right along.
I wouldn't
Let's
love
get to these topics.
No, for real though, I wouldn't love him no different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still love him the same. Like, I wouldn't treat him no different.
I feel like a lot of people say that until it happens. Then you're like, God damn.
Well, I mean, that's like,
God damn. I gotta find your weight or whatever.
That's like my baby sister. Her and Joanna close in age, and so my baby sister, she's gay, and she came out to me. I don't treat her different. I treat her like almost like she's my daughter almost.
Do you feel like it's easier for men to accept women coming, out versus, accepting men? Is it a little bit harder?
I think the problem with it is probably because when you think of your son being
gay, about football and all that type of stuff.
No, you think about your son being
penises being in his butt.
Exactly. That's what you think about.
You think about your when you think about. I'm thinking about football.
I don't know about y'all, but I can't even go that right. I just can't even think about a man's beard being on the back of another man's neck.
That's still sex you talk about.
Right. I can't even think about that. The penetration portion of it.
Yeah,
that just blow my mind right there.
About. Like, I can tell you that.
But if he's a... Nah, man.
Listen, love who y'all love.
That's right. Love has no gender.
You gotta raise your son to be a strong bottom.
Yeah.
A strong bottom, I'm dead.
So speaking of that, let's get into this Dave Chappelle. He's been having a week Well, I feel like he's unbothered. I really
You
don't.
can't. It's
You can't
nothing.
bother him.
It's nothing.
He gonna keep doing it.
He got the Infinity Stones for real.
Yeah, like
it's
Chappelle
just-
just gonna say what he want to
Right.
say.
Yeah, well, Dave said right at the beginning, like, he don't care. It's his last one. He won't be on the mic for a while. And so, he just gets some stuff off his chest. But,
And that's
You
usually
can't-
how the cancel culture goes.
You
You
can't
just
cancel a
lay-
comedian
But
for
they-
being a comedian.
lay low for
Right.
2 months, come back stronger than ever.
But, I mean, he really didn't say anything bad.
He did
He didn't say nothing about him at all, really.
I think they were just taking the thing that he kept.
Transphobic.
Yeah, but the fact he kept jokingly saying that, people probably taking that serious.
It's a
But
joke. If people want equality, then you got the right to be equally joked on.
yep,
Yeah, because you joke on because you'll talk about women, men, like anybody.
white.
It don't matter.
It's a
Yeah,
joke. When
it
black,
comes to the
white,
colorful
Hispanic,
community.
whatever.
He's a comedian. Like,
Yep.
for real.
But the thing for me is, and I'm not taking up for any of it, but to me it seemed like it's kind of almost like it's made up because now you're looking at it and you're like, oh, is this what happened? So now more people are going to flock to watch it. So Netflix has to make a decision to either coincide with the homosexual community or whatever you want to call them. I don't LG the alphabet, but not trying to be disrespectful, but and also letting viewers still see what truly happened. So that's
No, I
the
don't think
decision
Netflix gonna take that down.
Nah,
'cause
I don't-
they-
nah, they gonna take it down.
I don't think so either.
Nah, I know they gonna take it down.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
don't think so either.
that's where most of their money coming from.
Right.
Like they nah, people Dave Chappelle could be like 85 years old doing stand-up special on Netflix, and guess what? We gonna watch it.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you can't. Nah,
it's hard. You ain't even got to be a hardcore fan. It's just like we said, just equality. A lot of people for that, and like I said, he know what he doing. He
Yeah.
not coming up there to offend y'all. He just letting you know that you can get it too.
Right.
right.
So
I mean, he
I
even
don't
said one of his
understand
good
cancel
friends
culture to
was.
begin with, but
Yeah, I mean, he said one of his good friends was transgender.
yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
that was actually a true story too.
Killed herself.
Yep,
Herself.
herself. Yeah. With that community, they add like a new letter every year.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like the dictionary. The dictionary come out with a bunch of words.
Yeah, I think eventually they're gonna add like symbols and numbers.
Probably will.
The way it's going now,
I identify as the number 3.
and with people like changing their pronouns instead of he, she, be like they, them.
They and shit like that is offensive now.
It's like, where do you find the time to even think of this stuff?
Because
They
it's
can't
like,
have no
if-
jobs.
If you want to be a she, then why can't I call you she? Why you got to be a they or them? Yeah, that's
Let's see.
crazy.
I didn't watch that or hear about that till I watched the Miss Pat show on BET. Cause even though it's like kind of like a raunchy, but it's more realistically how your mom, a black family would talk to, like how the mother would talk to their children. I don't know if y'all have seen that or not, but she be in there cousin. All her kids of her age, they teenagers. They're not little 7-year-olds. And she talking about get your little MF&A all, but she talked to her teenagers like that. But one of the the storyline is based at, and I'm not going to draw it all out, but the husband got a job in Indiana, so that's like they foreign because they coming from Atlanta, so they're all around these white people. And one of the daughters is very smart. So one of her friends came over, and what y'all were just talking about, he was saying, he looked like a female, but he had earrings and everything, but he did not consider himself as a he, she, I guess a them or whatever it was. It was hard to say even goodbye to him. They were like, hey, he, about bye you, they didn't know what to say.
Like,
It's getting to a point where it's just becoming too much, and it's just
Complicated.
like, yo, we're making it to where like anything could be offensive.
So
Right.
I had a
Like at what point?
So
What
I
can you say?
had a coworker one time, and she liked guys and girls, and so I told her, I said, so you bi? She said no. She said I like what I like when I like it. I'm like, well, how do you identify with? I don't understand how you identify with that, but that's what she said. But
yeah.
the
It's
crazy
like
thing is
pizza.
she was talking to a girl. I guess I don't know if she was a stud, but she dressed like a boy. I mean, she wore, she wore like hats and baggy clothes.
Strong ass dad.
And you know what I'm saying? And when they would talk, she would refer herself as a king when her and her girl talked. So she would tell me about what happened one day. She said she went to the mall one day and she tried to find something. And I guess she asked the clerk, do they have this, whatever. And the lady was like, I'm sorry, sir, we don't have that. So the girl got mad because she called her,
Yes, sir.
because she called her a sir. And in my mind, I'm like, well, why would she get mad if she refers herself as a king?
Right.
And she was like, well, she don't know her to call her a sir. I said,
just to confuse us.
But you present yourself like a
As a sir.
like a boy.
I want to ask y'all that, like, how do y'all deal with that? I know y'all too, because y'all two work with y'all.
Working
Rell,
with
you deal with that?
customers.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I catch myself when people come in, I be like, "What? How's it going, man?" And I catch myself saying that a lot, and sometimes I don't know, so I try to stop. Just use, I guess, neutral words. Hey, how you doing? You know,
Right.
how are our doing? Hey, them, I don't know themselves.
Yo,
like,
it's about to get to a point where
Man.
like niggas ain't even gonna say you no more.
right.
Man,
It's just gonna be a hand
promise
gesture.
you,
so-
yeah.
Right.
Man, I was telling him, I was in, my cousin from Boston was down. We was at Cumberland Mall. And we're standing in this line to get something to eat. And I look to my left, and I see this tall woman. I'm like, man, that's a tall B. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. I mean, this joker had long hair. I mean, he had a cut off
Called
short.
him a joker. That's one of them old words. Joker.
Transformer.
I mean, and like she had on a cut off short, like the Daisy Dukes, and she had a partner that was in the dress, and looked like she didn't have one of them butt jobs or whatever. I don't know, but it was kind of
BBL.
yeah, it was something. So yeah, I'm just standing behind him, and then the girl, what's called, she on the phone doing this right here, and I'm just looking like, dang, she tall. And then as soon as she opened her mouth, I knew she wasn't a girl. It was like, you done change everything but your voice box.
Can you do that?
Yeah, that's what the hormone pills for. To change their voice.
I mean, this joker had titties and everything. I'm like, it didn't change hers.
It's just like Caitlyn Jenner, huh?
So, and why do they get so
transformation can't
offended
be
when
good for
men
your
end up
body.
in those situations to where, they reveal what they were born as, and then the men get, like angry or whatnot? They like, oh, you judging? I'm like, nah, bro, that's not what I signed up for. So it's nothing to say that I hate you, or, if that's what you want to be, that's cool, but that's
Right.
not what I'm attracted to. It might have got me, you know what I'm saying? But once, you know what I'm saying, the gift was, presented like this, but once it got unwrapped,
Exactly.
I'm ungrateful. You know what I'm saying?
When
I no longer want it.
when I was
gotta give
stationed in when I was stationed at Fort Hood, and they had a big story, just a local story, right around outside the base in Fort Hood, Texas. But basically, was a guys was at the club, and they thought they went home with some girls. And then when they all got ready to do, they one stayed in the living room, and the other one went upstairs or whatever. But both of them got surprised at the same time, so they beat the men down, and then they lit their apartment on fire because they beat them that bad that they couldn't get out the apartment, and lit the apartment on fire, and they died. So they went to jail for arson. But I was wondering how that would play out in court because they were deceived.
Yeah,
So-
I don't think.
That's a tricky
I was
subject.
about to say, I don't think being deceived and killing is equal, though.
Right, I know it's not, but I'm
No,
saying
Even better,
no,
if
like,
anything.
that's probably gonna be their biggest defense.
But if
Yeah.
but the thing is, like, if I'm kissing you and then I put my hand up your,
Right.
it's like, what? Like,
Right.
and you I feel like you should be honest to begin with, so you don't have to, like, you would be alive today if you had just said, hey, I'm, I still have a penis, but I'm a girl.
Well, if the man wasn't so eager to get it, and they would have spent time getting to know the person, take them to do yoga. So when they wear a little tight bodysuit, see
Yeah,
everything.
but people ain't like that. Like, they're just trying to, get whatever they get, and that's it.
That's why
That's
you
when
have
you
sex
get-
with the lights on. You see everything.
Get suspicious. Like, you don't never want to go swimming.
Nah, but I've always told though, it's like if you have to question it, then it probably is.
Right.
Yeah.
If you ever see somebody and you have to question, is that really a male or female? Then most likely it's a what you
The
think
opposite.
Yeah.
We saw a couple of them today in the morning. He just pointing them out like he looking for Pokemon cards. He said that one in the blue dress.
Oh,
He had one looking. He had eye contact with.
they was the same one.
He
same
ever feel like someone
one.
just watching you? He just kind of looking
Yeah, I
dead at
go
me.
up there, get some napkins, and I turn around, and you just how you feel like I'm walking back to my table, and I'm like, somebody's staring at me, and as soon as I turn, we lock eyes. I'm like, oh,
And in that moment,
no,
In that moment,
No.
he knew.
All
you
right.
knew he had fucked up.
So to keep us
Just
from
want to
getting
give a special
canceled
shout out to the. No, I was joking.
to the gay community, give it out to them, man. Hey, we love y'all, man. Keep like, comment, and subscribe as the regular people do. You know what I'm saying? But y'all regular too, so let me not say that. So
Are they regular?
yeah, man.
Yes, beat.
Equality, man.
Yeah, like we had no issue with them. I just don't agree with all the decisions of like not with them like deciding they want to be transgender or because a lot of people say I was born this way or whatever. I'm cool with that. That's your decision. I don't agree with is deceiving people. Like I don't agree with that decision to decide you're not gonna tell. Like you have to make it fair. Like you're not gonna tell this man that you're transgender now, but I can't have kids. Because I don't have a uterus.
They finding out ways to do that shit. So
right, but I'm saying like you don't think to tell them or when you go to your mama's house and then they looking for your baby pictures and like
bunch of little boys.
like but you have to talk. You have to disclose that information with somebody. Like I don't agree with the decision to be like, well, it's my business. Well, if you're gonna be with this person, it's theirs too.
Because that's like saying that's like having AIDS and not disclosing that with somebody in a sense. So.
It's not fair.
Yeah. I think it should be discussed.
Yeah, because like how people go to jail for the hate crimes or whatever, I feel like if you deceive them, you should go to jail as well. Like that's not fair that you taking them to jail. It seem like they're homophobic. Well, no, it's not the homophobic. It's that you never told them what the truth is and they found out.
Because it's the same situation with somebody being underage and they trick you that way.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Yeah, like they need to go to jail because I didn't think to ask you for your ID.
Yeah.
Like you look like you freaking 21. I'm supposed to know you 17, 16
But like I said, when we
old.
went to the bar the other week and everybody's in there paying $20 to get in, like you have to be careful and check. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all went to a bar?
You pay $20 to get into a bar?
Hey, Pete, man.
Damn, man. Y'all went to a bar?
No, but who paid $20 to get into a bar?
If they underage,
It was after the podcast that night.
You remember when we went,
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. I knew you weren't going to.
Yeah, I was going on.
Yeah, it wasn't your thing.
So,
It wasn't ours either.
all right, so let's get into some of this weird stuff. If you could know the outcome of any event ahead of time, what would it be? I feel like somebody gonna have my answer, but then again, I feel like none of y'all gonna have my answer.
If I go back in time, I knew I would want to bet.
You know what? Okay.
I would want to bet on the Tyson and Buster Douglas fight.
He on the same page as me then. I was about to say, I just want to know the Powerball number.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I think I would have won more money on that. I remember that fight.
If I could.
I feel like somebody was saying something about they want to know what their child is going to be. I'm like, you can know that in a few months.
Yeah, you can.
Wait that out.
Repeat the question one more time.
If you could know the outcome of an event before it happens, what event would it be? So that could be your first child gonna be. You can see when you're gonna die. Anything.
Yeah, that's the one I really had, but then you threw the Powerball in there.
You want to know when you're gonna die?
Yeah, I would like to know how
no.
it would be. How is it going to be painful? Is it going to be quick?
Yeah, I need to know when it happens. Not a minute before. What? You talking about Grand Theft Auto if I found out too early?
Man, I was watching this thing on TV where they were showing where people was trying to commit suicide and didn't
You know what
I'm saying, like survive suicide.
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, like, dang, can you imagine, you get the gun, whatever, and boom, you shoot. And then you just lay there like,
Couldn't even kill my damn self.
that's not what you're thinking. No, you're like, am I dead? You know what I'm saying? Is this really what it's like?
Right.
I know what I did, and then you hear the paramedics come in, so oh yeah, they know I'm dead. And then you start talking like, I wonder if they can hear me. You know what I'm saying? Like you just like wondering. They'll be like, is he dead? And they'll be like, no, he still got a pulse. Then you be like, dang, I ain't dead.
If I could know the outcome of an event ahead of time, what would it be? Could I save somebody from dying?
If you wanted to.
I would save Steve Irwin.
Irwin,
yeah. Steve Irwin.
Well,
From that
if it's
bitch ass Stingray.
no money.
Huh?
No money. Nah. You want to bring that nigga back.
We need Steve, man. In a time like this. Bro, the Crocs is out here wilding.
They are.
They just ate my man.
Ever since we had that podcast, I've been seeing. You know how
A bunch
the
of stuff,
phone,
yeah.
phone,
Like, we
everything. I
watch
look,
phone listening to you.
nigga, look at my YouTube history, alligators, everything. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Like we the
Alligators
other
is
day,
coming,
like we
dog.
watched like a alligator thing
It's
and
just a
everything.
thought. It started popping up everywhere I see now.
You seen that dude with the Celtic alligator with the flip flops on, the do rag?
In the trash can? Yeah. My mom sent me that.
Someone said you can tell he done that before.
Yeah. His first rodeo.
That's a fact.
I
But
think
that was Pete out there. He probably tried to race him.
Listen, listen. Bet on me.
We gonna see eventually.
Pete gonna be in that tumbleweed.
Set it up.
Did you give your answer?
Nah. I think mine would be like just like the Powerball. I wonder. I want some money.
Nah, man, you gotta save a person's life, bro.
I don't know
Well,
whose
it's time for you
life
to
I
go.
would
It's time for you to
save.
go. Ain't nothing you can do about it. You gonna go one way or the other?
Nah.
You don't think that?
So what if you would have saved him, stopped him from dying from the stingray, then a week later, an alligator killed him?
That's all right.
That is not all right, man.
Not no bitch ass stingray.
Oh yeah.
Or you save him for stingray and then he dies in his sleep later on that night. I'm just saying, if it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go.
Hey man, not by no bitch ass stingray. That's always my consensus, man.
You're like, you ain't gonna go down like this. I can let your legacy go down with a stingray.
I got him in the headlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Powerball.
So if you knew the Powerball ahead of time, you would pick the numbers. Yo, the Powerball is such a ripoff. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I just found out that you had to pay. I think it's
$50 million to keep your identity.
Yeah.
50. I thought it was 20%.
Yeah, you know, 50 million.
I think it's 50
Powerball
million.
might not be 50 million. It starts off at 20.
I'm about to say, yeah. What if you don't win 50 million?
Nah, whatever the higher shit is, it's not the Powerball.
No, I'm saying it's for every jackpot though. Whatever you win, if you want to stay.
What's the highest one?
I mean, both
Mega
of them get high
Millions-
right
is it
now.
Mega
Millions and
right
Powerball are the
now,
two biggest
I think
ones.
right now, what Mega Millions is like 73 because
Yeah,
somebody just hit
yeah.
both of them. So I think,
Right.
no, I think Powerball is 73, and then the
Mega
Mega Millions
Millions?
is like,
Nah,
Maybe
I
50
think,
something.
I think I heard it was like
but
50
nah, you won't
million.
pay no 50 million. It's just
You
a certain
pay
percentage.
like 20%.
Because
Yeah, you pay a
because
percentage.
because if you decide to take all the cash instead of the 30-year, was it 20-year installments?
Right.
Then you have to take another cut from that.
They
And
take a lot of
you
fucking
pay,
money,
then
dog.
you pay taxes on it.
Yeah, they're already
So-
taking 100
So
million.
if you
depending on how much
do
it is.
win 50 million, you probably bring home about 27.
Yep. So would y'all take it up front or take the installments?
I have to have it all up front.
Me too.
You might die tomorrow, so I'm getting it now.
Give me my money.
I'm paying 50 million. to
It's
keep
funny, my
joint.
grandma
Because
calling me.
let's say it might be a stipulation. I don't know because I never won, but let's say I'm taking installments and I can't leave it to my kids.
Yeah, you
I
can.
can't.
Yeah, you can leave
Oh,
it to
you
people now.
can?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
leave it
Oh,
to somebody
okay.
now. Yeah.
Like the remainder of the money? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can will it over to someone.
you
Like you
can?
can will it to your daughter.
But you have to will it.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, if what if my lazy A don't go will it? You see what I'm saying?
Then
that
it going
benefit-
back to
I
them.
think
Or
that'd be
let's
one of the
say-
first things you do.
Or hypothetically, let's say I'm in the car going ready to go get the wheel ready, and I get in a car accident. That's what I'm saying.
But
like,
would y'all actually leave the money to the kids? Because kids be irresponsible.
You said the kids or my kids? 'Cause if I got a girlfriend and she got a kid, that's not my kid.
right, you're right.
I'm blowing all my money.
Yeah, that shit going with me.
Crocodile farms, giraffes, all type of dumb shit.
When I was in the
Batman
military,
suits.
Snakeskin do-rag.
when I was in the military, believe it or not, you know, they make us have wheels and they make us have some. You as part of your thing, you have to have life insurance because you know you go into a hazardous place or a
Right.
dangerous place or danger zone. But to make a long story short, is they came in and they talked to us about it. And one guy found out his wife was cheating, and she didn't know that he changed his stuff while he was deployed, and he left it to the cat. They could not figure out who it was, and then his mother was like, Sheba, that's the cat.
Hey,
So
How can you
He left the
release
money?
that money? Yeah,
left the money to the fucking
cat.
Yo, swag that man out, man. Swag
Shout
him
out
out.
to that man.
Swag him out.
Dang, he left it to the cat.
Leave it to the
Yes.
cat, dog.
How do you
That's
give
swag.
money to the cat?
They did eventually award it to the wife, but the mom and the wife got into it because they knew that she was cheating. But they still was like, she's still the next in line to get the money. So they still had to give it to the wife.
Well, why didn't
Well,
they
the
give
wife
it to
was
the
the owner of
cat?
the cat anyway, right?
She wasn't the owner of the cat, but I mean,
because I'm saying like normally if it's a cat or a pet, it would have to go towards the guardian of the pet. Just like when Michael Jackson left, was supposed to be leaving that stuff to his monkey. It's supposed to be going to the guardian of the monkey because the money was spent on it. Because of course the monkey can't spend the money itself.
Right.
So it's supposed to be the guardian. So if he left it to the cat, it's whoever is the guardian of the cat was supposed to be
over the money.
So if his mom, if the wife owned the cat,
Yeah,
the military has their own set of rules and laws too, though.
Yeah.
So that's why when you would get in trouble in the military, you would have to deal with UCMJ, which is Uniform Code of Military Justice, and if you did something like outside, they would have to come together, civilian side and the military side, and come up with a solution or whatever on how to punish that person.
Did you ever go AWOL?
No, I never went AWOL. I dealt with a lot of AWOL soldiers, but I never went AWOL.
What did they do to them?
Yeah.
I had one soldier when I first got to the unit, and basically they sent to me they scared him because I went to his trial, and they stated out the max, and the max was like 20 years.
For going,
but at the end, because he was gone for like 6 months to a year.
Dang.
So, when they eventually, the MPs caught him, I don't know how, or either, I can't remember, but the civilians caught him and they brought him back on the base. But to make a long story short, he wound up only having to do a year. But when they say what your max is and what they're asking for, it kind of scared you. I was like, damn, they can throw him in there for 20 years?
I said, but dishonorable discharge, that can affect like you working and stuff too, can't it?
Yeah, it's hard for you to get any government type of job.
Is AWOL an unhonorable discharge?
Yeah, dishonorable.
Is that the same thing?
That's basically it. I mean, AWOL is just, you not coming to work no more. You a deserter. Because you signed a contract to fulfill and you not fulfilling that contract.
I got you.
Yeah, so it's absent without leave. Because when I'm on vacation, when I was in, I had to be on leave. I had to have official paperwork stating that I can be gone from this date to this date. If I didn't have that paperwork, then I'm AWOL.
Then you AWOL, yeah.
Right.
So he was gone 6 months to a year.
Mm-hmm.
And when did they find out that he was missing?
Oh, you find out every day because you have to do a
report?
Yeah, like a report. Mm-hmm. And they would have to just go in there and they filled it out. The squad leader and the platoon sergeant would fill it out every day. But they got to a point where, they just start just changing the date and filing the same paperwork. But they knew he was not there.
Damn.
And when I got to the unit, he wasn't even there when I got to the unit. I didn't see him till they actually, he brought him back to the unit. I was like, well, this cat has been gone that long. So I was like,
this the cat.
So, and then, dishonorable is more like when you
do something bad.
Do something bad, like caught a criminal charge or something like that, or
like using drugs or selling drugs. That's more dishonorable.
I couldn't imagine seeing like a soldier selling
crack,
drugs
yeah, me
on the
either.
side.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Soldiers doing coke so they can stay up.
Oh, I mean, I was stationed in Germany, and you talking about Amsterdam right next door. The soldiers would get on the train and go get that stuff and do it. We had one soldier, he slit his wrist because he didn't want to come to work, and he tried to bleed out. So, like I said, I did 15 and a half years, so I ain't trying to brag, but I just seen or heard about it all.
Damn. Did you have to go to like Iraq and?
Yeah, I did 2 tours in Iraq, and I did 6 months in Afghanistan.
That's Rambo right there.
A tour is how long? A year?
At a minimum, it's a year. At a minimum.
Darn, a minimum?
Yeah, because my last tour I wound up doing 15 to 18 months because they told us, and it made all of us fire hot, but they told us that we got there Halloween night, and they told us right after Christmas that time did not count.
What?
Mm-hmm. And that our official time started.
I probably
that day.
I think I would have had a dishonorable discharge.
Oh, believe us. We were fire. We were fire. But it wasn't nothing we could do. It was nothing we can do.
So this is completely left field.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about what I'm about to ask you. So we were talking earlier before the podcast, and you said you had 5 kids?
No, I have a total of 8.
Oh, dang, that makes my question even greater.
I have 6 biological and 2 stepsons.
6 by the same person?
No, I have 5 by one, my ex-wife, and I have 1 with my current wife.
So was it a thing just to keep going?
No.
You made that many mistakes?
No.
It's quarantine for a long
with
time.
He got weak. Pull-out game weak.
Every time you come home from tour, he be like, I'm gonna leave you with something, all right?
He's affected
And
by
a
that
lot
walk.
of, believe it or not, like the last 3 words were from deployment. They call them deployment babies. So yeah, me and my ex were trying to have a girl. So it just seemed like I kept having boy after boy after boy after boy. And then when I came home before I went to my last tour, my ex had figured out how to conceive a girl. She was looking it up on that. She was like, I'm tired of all these boys. And I said, well, I'm only willing to try one more time. So I guess she researched and figured out when was the best time for conception to have a girl. And we were blessed with a girl on my last one. So I have 4. She had 4 older brothers, and she's the youngest girl.
So what you
Or the
gotta do,
youngest
like
son.
hold one arm out, touch your nose, and crazy shit. He said he figured out the recipe.
I don't know. All I know is my
Google
wife
said I
would
gotta
grab me
drink a lot of
and say, hey, she'd be like, hey, it's time. We need to do it right now or at
And it
this
worked.
night.
They
Yeah,
say
and it
if I
worked.
put my leg like this.
I mean, one
Bend me over
time,
instead of putting me on my back.
one time I was
We
in the
need to
mall.
watch the Notebook together.
I was walking by with this before my daughter even was thought of, but I had my 4 boys, and my youngest one, he had to be like maybe 1. And I was walking in the mall, and then there was a guy across from me, and he started staring at me. He had 4 girls. And he said, yeah, I understand. He's like, I feel your pain. So, he could relate. He wanted a boy, and I wanted a girl.
Should have traded.
So I say, man, you want to switch out?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Look, I give you him.
Right.
You give me her.
So,
You gotta get the youngest because he ain't really gonna remember you.
Right.
yeah.
Switch him out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's move on with these topics. So this man been on all type of tours, man.
And I'm about to say, like the stuff you saw, did it really change your life?
Yes, it did. That's the reason why I'm divorced. Because when I came home, I didn't think I had PTSD, but I found out I did.
Yeah.
And it was just, I don't know, I felt guilty because the guy that trained me to do my job, he died while I was there. So when I came home that night, I sat on the edge of the bed and my ex was like, what's wrong with you? And I started crying and I was like, I just feel guilty that I made it back and they didn't. Because we lost it was still a low number, even though we had I think we deployed as maybe 2,000 to 3,000, but we still lost 20 and that's still too many.
Yeah.
Because everything was situational. Everybody didn't just die at one time.
Yeah.
It was just like 1 here, then 3 here. I saw a guy die the day before. I had just met him because he was sleeping in his vehicle. And I told him, I said, hey, man, you got to wake up. If Sergeant Major catch you sleep, you and your chain of command going to catch the wrath. He like, I understand, Sarge. I'm just tired. We constantly going outside the gate. We going outside the wire. I said, okay, well, try to stay, walk around or something, buddy. I don't want you to get in trouble. So the very next day, he died.
Dang.
And I was just like, I just saw and talked to him yesterday, and I never had met him before in my life. I was just doing my job as a sergeant, making sure this private stays awake. So,
It's devastation.
yeah.
How'd he die?
IED roadside bomb blew up. They were just rolling, and it blew it up.
It's a lot of abbreviations.
Yeah.
Well, IED is
PTSD,
improvised.
part-time supervisor.
My fault. Let me break it down. The IED is an improvised explosive device. So basically, it's a bomb built by the bad guys to do it, and it could be cell phone triggered. It could be walkie-talkie triggered. They cowards. They never like if they do that, it's usually they hit us with the IED first, and then when we all chaotic and shaking up and don't know what the heck
not
going
call
on,
them
that's
all
when they might come with RPGs, which is rocket propelled grenades, where it shoots a grenade at you, but with force and it'll blow everything up. So it just it was crazy, So
Yeah.
Like they just never wanted to have a fight. They just want to blow everything up.
yeah, their biggest thing was killing us. That was their pride and joy. Like one time, me and my buddy was walking to the internet cafe. That was just how y'all know as a Starbucks or something, in the States. But to make a long story short, they called over the radio that be on the lookout. It's a guy clean shaven, and 9 out of 10, for them when they shave, they're giving themselves to Allah, because that's who they believe in. And
they ready to blow some shit up.
before they kill themselves, they shave. They feel like that's like a purification for them. They shave all the body hair off their body. So they was be on the lookout, and it was funny. As soon as me and my buddy got getting ready to walk in the internet cafe, the car blew up at the corner of our base. So that was the car because it just blew up on him. He didn't successfully. I guess he might have been hitting the trigger by the gate, and then he's like, "Well, I got to keep rolling because we had guns at the gate." So he's like, "I got to keep rolling." I guess he kept clicking, and it blew up at the corner of the base. So.
All right. Last question before we move on. Do you ever think there'll be a point in time where we don't need the military?
No, it'll never be that.
No.
Unfortunately,
there's a lot of trauma with that shit. I feel like I went through it.
I mean,
right. Like this shit is,
Like I said, I don't. It took a lot out of me, like, because once I came home, I had to go to the VA and I had to go to all these meetings and stuff. And at that time, the Vietnam veterans, they're in their 50s and their 60s, and I'm in my late 20s, early 30s. And I'm sitting there, and then I never knew. I started hearing them talk about the stuff where they actually were killing their friends by mistake because they're in the jungle and they don't know who is what. You know what I'm saying? Even my dad has nightmares now about it. So my thing was, when they came home to the U.S., they caught hell. They called them baby killers because they would burn up villages and stuff, and they were killing people. But they were drafted. They were made to go. They weren't volunteered or asked to go. And that's why I felt bad because they had got caught so much rhetoric when they came home. Just calling them baby killers and people spitting on them and stuff like that. And they just, they're like, well, we didn't even ask to go over there and fight for this war,
They just made them go.
Right, they made them go.
Like, my grandmother's a Vietnam veteran, but she never told me any stories about nothing up there. And sometimes I forget she a veteran until she be like, I'm going to the VA, but she never.
She just joined because she don't pay for driver license anymore. That's the main thing she brag about.
I mean, but she said that she went, like, she told them when they asked her why she goes, she said for the benefits. And that was the main thing that she said. The sergeant was like, that's the most honest answer that anybody's given us.
Right.
It's like, I'm trying to do this for nothing but the benefits.
But believe it or not, a lot of Vietnam veterans do not want to talk about it. They already just, living it because they'll be awake like us and they'll be shake, they'll jump. Any loud noise, kind of like with me, sometimes loud noises get at me. But it's more, they can be reliving a scene in their mind because it was just so fluent. You just like, my father said that one of his friends was getting ready to go home. And then the very next day, he was on guard duty and he got shot up and killed. So it was just like, it was just crazy. It was really crazy for them. And like, I just feel bad for them. But, we have our own issues, our generation of, war veterans and everything. So I don't know. Like I said, I have my moments. I still got road rage. I have anxiety. I have anger issues. I just recently started an anger issue group recently. But a lot of veterans have to fight.
You started it yourself?
No, I didn't start it myself.
Like you started in one? Okay.
When my counselors recommended me because I just told her, I was like, just the way stuff is going on in the home and me just reliving stuff and everything that I'm dealing with, I need some type of outlet or whatever.
You don't play video games?
I used to with my kids, but since I can't be with my kids like I want to, I really don't fool with no video games no more. I never was good at them either.
Right. It just takes some, out of it.
Right. Well, I've been thinking about, like, I've been dealing with my doctor, and they said I need to work out, so I'm gonna probably see about, I'm gonna just start lifting weights and doing the regular stuff. But I'm thinking about maybe if I had bought me a punching bag or something, maybe that would help or anything.
Man, you want that man playing video games because the way them kids be talking on them games.
I know.
He really gonna be.
You be trying to make some phone calls. Hey, I need to know where this address is right here. Some little kid told me to come see him. Right. I'm ready to go see about him.
They say that shit like, yo, old ass on the game. Grown ass man.
I done shot your old ass. I shot you again. Look, you need to take you a nap. Man, them kids ruthless, man. I play GTA, man. I don't care. I be on about every night playing GTA. And
they get you on there too,
man. You trash. I'm like,
right.
Rell was telling me that he was playing the game one day and he was playing with some dudes and they was saying how trash he was, and Rell was like, my son.
That's my son on the game. He ain't got no kids. That ain't even me, bro. I let my son play. That was my trash. But Yeah.
Wait, before you move on, so you mean to tell me if I join the military, my road rage is gonna be even worse? Cause I have road rage.
Well, that's only if you deploy. Like you not just because I was, when I was in the civilian world, as you want to call it, but even though I was on the base, I didn't have that then. I had that once I deployed because, when you out on that road, you don't know if an ID on the ground, you don't know if they gonna be on the roof of because we were trained to when we go under bridges, we go in one side and come out the opposite side. So when they think that we going straight through, that, they can just easily shoot us. But if we come back the other side and we turn our gun back up at the thing, just in case somebody's under the bridge. That's the type of training that we had to do and stuff. So that's kind of where the road rage came.
I was about to say, how you have road rage and they don't have no roads in Afghanistan? It's just dirt.
You don't think
we make roads.
You don't think
we make roads.
They make the path.
It just look like land, just like straight land over there. And two buildings.
Nah.
I mean, it ain't like, like they had us go out and we had to take out EOD, which is Explosive Ordnance Division. That's their job was to go out and blow up the expected IEDs. So we had to pull security for them. So one night, matter of fact, the day after, like I just told y'all, my battle buddy, he died, we went out and they had us, it was getting dark. And basically they blew it up. But what happened was it was towards a grass field. So the grass caught and it started spreading. So when I called my unit back, because I'm in charge, I'm in security, I was telling them like, look, they did their job, they blew it up. But I said, the grass is starting to catch fire and it's spreading. I said, it's getting dark. I said, we had some civilian homes on this side and they were flicking their porch lights. So we didn't know if they were calling for Al-Qaeda or, the insurgents or whatever, basically the bad guys, to come kill us because we're sitting out there. And then luckily, my chain of command was like, sit and assess the fire. And I lost it. I'm like, not only do I have 20-something guys that I have to take back, and then I got another vehicle from another unit with another 8 guys in it. So I'm responsible for everybody's life. I am. So I started losing my military etiquette over the radio. I was cussing. I said, why are we sitting out here? I was like, this is effing stupid. So they were like, Sergeant Ingram, you need to maintain radio etiquette. I said, I don't care. I said, I'm losing it right now. I said, we sitting out here like sitting ducks, and y'all act like it's a fire department about to come out here and put this fire out. Like, what are we sitting out there for, though? Yeah. Luckily, EOD's chain of command overrode my chain of command and told us to come back in. And I went to my room and I cried. Because I'm like, they gonna get me killed.
Yeah,
you got a room or like a tent?
No, it's a room. It was like a little shanty, probably no bigger than this living room.
I can see Daniel in there like the boys in the hood.
That's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how I felt. Exactly.
So,
hey man, salute everybody in the military, everybody with Camaros, everybody with the Jordans.
Yes. Thank you for your service.
Downtown
Thank you for your service.
Afghanistan.
I tell Daniel every day I'm gonna give you one of the military cards so I can use it. I was like, I'll give you one of those.
Well.
So this next question is more so geared towards both of you guys. Mm-hmm. So just hypothetically, you said how many girls you got?
2.
2. So you have a daughter yourself. Mm-hmm. Just so y'all daughters start to, they grow up, they start dating. So they bring home the first boyfriend. And you don't really care for him too much, right? So y'all pull him to the side, try to give him that talk. Mm-hmm. Talk goes left, and you end up getting into a fight. He beats your ass. Where do you go from there? He whoops your ass.
That's kind of hard for me to take to that question because I've learned so much stuff in the military is that I don't see me taking an A whooping. I'm old school. So, but if I had to take the A whooping, I think the next step would be if he don't run, I'm going to get my gun.
Okay.
So that don't mean I'm going to kill him, but I'm going to send some rounds to get him up out of it. Like, don't even think about coming back here. So if you want to still date her or mess with her, y'all going to have to meet at the local McDonald's or something like that. But you ain't stepping foot in my house no more.
So you're going to lie, but just not on your property.
Right. Well, I mean, that's if she sneak off. I'm going to tell her, hey, you don't need to see that Negro no more. You know what I'm saying? But,
that
she
nigga
chooses
beat my ass.
right. So that's going to be number one.
Disrespectful.
Right.
But, and see, with me, I'm not even going to fight. I'm going to tell Joanna to, record it and when he hit me, I'm gonna just lay out. As I go down, I'm saying, call the ambulance. And 911. I'm gonna have him arrested. I don't care. He going to jail. That's just how I look at it.
Like you was going to jail.
Yeah, and I hope we put it on YouTube, Facebook.
So from
everywhere,
that,
so we
But
go to court.
why would they start fighting?
But that's what you say.
I
I mean, but this generation of kids, I could see it.
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
kids slapping teachers and shit.
Right.
I would say kids is loosening lug nuts at the goddamn
teachers' cars.
cars. Like
Right.
these kids going to jail. Like
So you get past that first argument. You see each other at the Christmas thing. Him and your daughter start getting into it. You just stay over there, mind your business. You eat your Christmas cookies and like you don't see that.
Honestly, if I saw him at that event, I'd probably be sitting there thinking how I'm gonna sneak him. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So
I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting payback.
Royal Rumble.
I'm getting payback.
So you run, you know what I'm saying? You sneak him. He slipped the jab and thum and hit you again. He get you again.
Hey, you might get one A with him, but you ain't gonna get two. You
gotta shoot him, man.
Slip the jab.
You gotta shoot him, man.
I'm gonna run over there. I'm gonna run over there, push Jerome out the way, say record, and as soon as he hit me, you going back to jail. you habitual violator now.
You a repeat offender.
You going back.
How would you feel about your dad?
Getting his ass whooped?
nah, it just be from the record for me. I'm like, did he really just aim to record it? Like he really finna get beat up and ask me to record it. Like
Gotta have for the court.
Like that would be my mindset.
Like, what if he beat you up in Crocs the first time?
Christ.
That would never happen.
He ain't even gonna play your game.
I can't even see that. Even on carpeting, I can't even see that.
He ain't gonna play. Okay. So let's switch the role. It's your son, your oldest son. He growing up, he 14. You know how you get when you're a kid. You think you can take your dad at 14, 15. Just so happen he takes his dad. You still gonna discipline him?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I deal with that kind of like with my stepsons because, I have to still be, even though I'm their stepdads, I'm like, I'm not trying to replace their fathers, but
you still
their
trying to be that.
fathers ain't the best either. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I've had situations where I had my youngest one, the 17-year-old, but he was 16 at the time. Like, kind of like, try me. So
You gotta swallow, bro. My bad.
No, you good. So I told him, I was like, if you want it, bring it. Because I'm going to go old school. You think just because you taller and bigger than me, I'm old school. You don't know what I'm going to do to you.
Right.
And like, it ain't like you out fighting every day. You ain't out beating people up in the neighborhood. You ain't no bully. So yeah, if you want to bring it, bring it.
I'd be like,
And it gets to that point, then he brings it, and he slipped the jab, boom, boom,
Nah,
put it on you.
Nah, but here's the thing though, kids today don't have the footwork.
Right.
Yeah,
I would be like,
they
stop the
stance be
cap.
all messed up.
They got this work. They got this, but they ain't got the real stuff.
Right.
And that's the thing.
but my thing would be, I'd be like, look, son, you don't want to do that. Like he done did all these tours in the military. Like you might not want to do that.
But as the parent, the man of the house, how do you continue to discipline your child after he done beat your ass?
With the blicky.
You gotta shoot him?
Yeah. Not shooting like to kill him. But
In the foot. I got you.
kneecap, thigh.
Okay.
Honestly, I think for me, man, if I really was to get my A whoop, they would have to go. They could not live with me no more. I'm being that
Putting
dead
him out too?
honest.
Yeah, I think I have to put him out.
Yeah, ain't no
How?
way.
He gonna be like, you get out. Like, listen,
How that
I
look?
didn't come over here for that.
Cause my thing is, how that look? I got my A whoop, but I pay the rent. You in there eating my cereal that I'm putting in there. You drinking my milk. How could I look at? You know what I'm saying? That's just for me. I couldn't do it.
And then you gotta think about how y'all gonna make up like afterwards. Like
Right.
I'll be like, nah, man, I gotta get my one back.
Right.
Don't tell me sorry.
Right.
You gotta go head up.
Yeah, put these gloves on.
Now he just gonna come in there with a belt.
Because I think
that don't
like
work.
for me, every time I would walk in the room,
Right.
I whipped his ass last night. I tore him up.
Yeah, that actually happened to my friend. His older brother and his dad got into it. And he said, man, my dad said, oh, you think you a man now? And then show me what you got. He said, man, my brother beat my dad ass. He said, my dad didn't tell us shit else. He said, Yeah, to this day, my daddy don't tell us shit.
Oh,
To this
man.
day.
To this day.
I have to stick and get him back, hit him with a frying pan or something.
You ain't never lied.
Look at you now. Do what you did last night. Do it now.
Nah. I had to get him back, not now, but 10 years from now. Yeah, do
I
some,
couldn't wait that long.
yeah, I
You a
can
better
wait.
man than me.
Yeah, I can wait. Because mine is gonna be over the top, and it might land me in jail.
I'm
Like,
gonna get
I
him.
might set his house on fire, blow his
No,
car
but
up
to me-
on some Scarface
But
shit.
to me, you talking about 10 years, that's like he had to be 8 and whip your tail because he should be
gonna
out the
be
house by
inspired,
18. Right.
Nah,
You really gonna whip your ass?
Pete said he wait till he like 25. Pete trying to wait till he got something to lose.
Yeah, when you got something to
When you
lose,
got something to lose.
fam.
He's waiting for
I gotta get him back.
Oh, you
do
just
like-
got
I'ma
this
do
new
like the
Camaro?
Al Qaeda. I'm gonna put the shit in the fucking iPhone and all type of crazy shit.
I got to kill.
I gotta get him
Future
back
generation.
in a non-violent way. I'm gonna just, when he comes to be like, hey, daddy, I need this to pay such and such. I'm like, oh, but you whooped my ass.
Right,
Now
now
you need me, right? Yeah, nah. You better say you sorry.
Nah, what if he punk you still? Nah, whoop your ass again, nigga. Give me that shit.
I'm like, hey, man, stop doing that. Stop doing that, man.
Nah, it's funny.
I'm gonna move out and leave his ass in the house.
Pete said he got patience. Pete said he can wait till they got something to lose. I'm with Pete on that though. Like when they got something to lose, like nigga, he just bought this brand new Charger and now it's on fire. Like we waiting to exhale over here. Like,
Then you come back and whoop
we
your
can
ass
wait.
again. Then you back to square one.
Now you going to jail because you got
Right,
cameras.
yeah, you
People
done-
got cameras everywhere.
Got beat up and you done burnt the man car.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna catch me in jail though.
Somebody else gonna catch
Somebody
you.
else might.
Ain't no alligators in jail. Ain't no alligators run from the jail.
Yeah, be a different type of jaws. Let's get.
Nah. Cause I'll go in there. I never mind. Man.
What you gonna do, Pete? You gonna go to jail and do what?
Nothing. What the?
Yeah, what we talking
Your
about?
own toys.
So, she tells us a story. I guess we should let you explain it.
Yeah, you should tell the story.
What story is that?
For Christmas.
Growing up, opening your own toys.
Get on toy.
My mama don't watch this.
It's not your grandmother's cup of tea. It might be your mother's.
Nah, I know one year, I think we had just moved down here. And so we was living with this other family. And we was in the projects. And so this other little boy, his mom.
She was there too?
Nah.
You didn't tell me you came from the project.
I was
I
not
think you was
even-
with your whole life.
I was not even thought of it, real.
Anyway, so the boy was happy because my homeboy was happy because his mom said she was gonna give him a dirt bike for Christmas. And he said, yeah, man. He said, my mom also told me that your mom gonna get you a go-kart. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know. I'm like, well, I'm gonna give me a go-kart. I'm thinking I'm getting a go-kart, even though she ain't never said nothing to me. But I also think he getting the dirt bike. So anyway, about 2 months later go on. Sure enough, he get the dirt bike. And so my mom started handing me all these toys. I mean, like, there's a bunch of toys up under the Christmas tree. And I'm like, you know, a bunch had my name on it. So I'm like, well, dang, you know, I didn't know what it was. So she started handing me stuff. And when I started opening it, like, the first thing I opened up, man, I had this thing called, I don't know, Dr. Owl, some little thing. It didn't even have, the thing for the battery pack went in on the back. You know how it's like one of those battery things, like one of those educational toys.
Sold separately.
So, the back and all.
Everything.
That's over
Got
the
that from the Goodwill.
You got the main part.
So I opened it out. So I opened. I'm like, man, I got one of these. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking. So I put it aside, then opened up another one, and there was another game I had. I'm like, man, this is my stuff.
Right. I'm about to say, it sounds like your stuff.
So as I open it, I'm not even excited no more. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying not to make her feel bad because I guess in my mind I'm thinking she didn't want to seem like she didn't get me anything. But you know, if she would just told me, you know, that she wasn't able to get me anything, I'd been cool with it. But you know, I had like 10 toys and none of them brand new. All of them was my same stuff.
Oh, wow.
So
You got your same toys for Christmas. If y'all would have did that
I
to
can
me,
relate
boy.
to something similar to that. Mine was, you know, my mother and father had just got divorced and he was the breadwinner. He worked at Ford. So my mother was you stay at home and be to run the house while I make the money.
Wait, your mom said that?
No, my dad told it to my mom.
Oh, I was about to say.
So when he just drastically decided to up and leave and just leave us, you know, my mother was struggling. So, you know, I'm used to all these fat Christmases, you know what I'm saying, getting everything I asked for. So this one particular year, my stuff was wrapped, but when I unwrapped it, it was just the cheapest toys I had ever seen in my life. It was just stuff that looked like came from the Dollar Tree. And I'm used to G.I. Joes and Star Wars and all that type of stuff.
Now you got EID Joe.
Right.
EID Joe, whatever you say.
He got one little green soldier, man.
G.I. George.
With the prosthetic leg.
I said your toy came out the bubblegum machine.
So I think my mother saw the hurt in my face because I just was like, you know, I wasn't disrespectful. I was like, I understand, Mom. Then my mother started crying. But, you know, my mother made up the next year and she went back to school and that's how she was able to do it. But it just was like, I can somewhat relate to what he had to deal with also.
My mama didn't make it the next year. The next year was like...
Oh, you didn't get nothing the next year?
I realized Christmas was almost like another day.
Oh, wow.
But she never apologized or addressed it?
She didn't say one word. She had like it was like I had all brand new stuff.
Hey, salute.
So she just act like you
to this
didn't
day.
know.
Wow.
To this day.
Nigga, at least this mama apologize. Grandma, you like your toys? Got these
She just
toys.
smiles. Every time she hear me when she smiled.
Just start feeling it. It's shaped like my hairbrush, right? That I can't find for some reason.
I'm talking about these toys didn't even have the box that it came in. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just the toy. Like someone wrapped the remote and just handed it to you. Just
Right.
Wait,
not
what?
even in the box.
I'm like, Merry Christmas around.
Shaped like a Christmas mug. Right. Still got some juice in it. Right?
Hey,
Man, I don't know. Like,
that's what the good times theme song.
right.
It's all about.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
I mean, like looking at like how I grew up, like I couldn't imagine them like they'd give me a toy that I already had. Cause I'm like, I already got this. You know, like
Now you got two of them. One of them missing for some reason. Yeah, one missing.
My question is, did you do that? Would you like, I already got this, Ma?
Nah, like I said, I didn't front on like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
You different.
I pretty much knew the situation.
That would have ended up being a whipping for me. I already got this.
Well,
You ungrateful.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a teenager, so it's not like I was. So you know what I'm saying? It's not like I
Oh.
was. You know, if I was 5 or 6, you know, when kids don't hold nothing back, I probably would
Right.
have. But I'm a teenager now, so
Oh,
I'm pretty
okay.
much understanding. You know what's going on.
No,
So what do y'all-
teenage one was still with him fronted on you and beat it all day.
You were a kid when it happened?
Yeah, I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was 7.
So what do y'all feel like the better option would be to parents pull that? Well, Santa Claus didn't come this year, or listen, baby, mama broke. Like, what's the better option?
I think if my mom told me she was broke, I would have understood. You know what I'm saying? She said, we'll do it, you know, some other time. Or she was like, you know, I would rather her has said, come on, we going out to eat. Or we're going to breakfast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we just be gone just about all day doing something
Right.
while they do their thing. Instead of having me watch everybody open all their stuff and everybody happy and I'm open reused gifts. My reused gifts.
What you get for Christmas? My stuff.
Is that a new toy?
Like, man, I ain't played with this thing in 3 years.
I say that's the worst part that they old toys. Like it's not even like semi new toys. It's
right.
the old
This stuff I ain't
toys.
even missed. Like, you know, I ain't been looking for it. You know?
Right.
And now you
Open
found
like,
it.
I got one of these. He's like, you're like, I seen this before. I got one of these. Then I turn around, yeah, missing the back.
For me, like right now, you know, I've been watching the news and they've been telling us if you plan on getting your child something for Christmas, you need to do it now because they believe that the way, you know, mail is coming in and shipping is acting up, you better get it now so it won't be, you know, your child won't be disappointed on Christmas Day. So for me, you know, I've been talking to my wife. I'm like, hey, what we gonna do for my daughter and my grandson? So, you know, we haven't really made the decision. I think we're going to try and do it next weekend. But to come back to it is, what I'm saying is that today my wife was in the bed and I was talking to my daughter and I said, well, look, if you don't do your schoolwork before you go to the fair today, you know, Santa's watching. He ain't going to bring you nothing or you might be short or whatever. So my wife just got to the point where she was like, what do you think about the toys? Santa or us? And I'm looking at like, I'm telling you, my sisters are gonna be mad if you tell her there ain't no such thing as Santa Claus at 7 years old. So she was like, it's Santa, it's Santa, it's Santa. And I said, Candace, I think if you do that, you're gonna break her heart. Like, you don't really need to do that right now. I don't think she's ready for that, to hear that disappointment yet.
Well, guess what? I had all the disappointment because when Beatty and Jerome got me toys, they said from Mama and Daddy. Nothing said from Santa.
He just
All
delivered
my
them.
toys said from Mama and Daddy.
And I tell you, the thing that happened was we had went to the mall one day, and I think little Aunt was about 6 or 7. We were in the mall, and Santa, you know, they had the white Santa in what's called. Aunt was crying because he wanted to go take a picture with Santa, and B was like, "Don't you looking at Santa? I'm Santa right here."
Damn.
And that's when he found out there was no such thing as Santa Claus.
I respect that.
Because he was crying, like he really wanted to take a picture with Santa, and he was like, "Nah,
I
Aunt,
don't
right
understand
now."
the concept
And
of
he was like, "I
Santa.
really want to take a picture. I'm Santa Claus. You see, look at me. I'm the one. I'm Santa Claus."
Yeah, I just don't know. My mom never told us about Santa.
But I told you, I think it's more so for the parents, like, because if they can't get their kids nothing, it's like,
got
well,
somebody
I
to
did
blame
not
it
get you
on.
nothing.
Yeah.
Santa
Right.
Claus didn't get you something.
Right,
But it's like, but I feel like too that's bad because then the kid turns out being bad because they're like, I was good all year and I still didn't get a gift from Santa. Well,
Right.
shoot, it don't matter how I am because Santa don't care if you good or bad. He ain't gonna bring me nothing.
That's true. That's true.
Or he was just late till the taxes came back. like my cousin used to say. He'll come in February.
And that's the bad thing about being a parent if you make a kid believe in Santa Claus, because like you chastise your child for lying to you, but then you lie to them for all
Oh,
the
I
years.
never thought of it that way.
I mean, think about it. You
Yeah.
got the Tooth Fairy. You got
You
the
lied to
Easter
protect
Bunny.
them.
Speaking of the goddamn Tooth Fairy,
Yeah, who got her that cha-cha slide CD?
That was not me. That was I think that was Jerome's stepdaddy at the time.
who put that under my pillow?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that at
I
all.
woke up, I had a cha-cha slide CD. I was
No money.
pissed.
Gave her the tooth. Slide to the left.
But I mean, you think about it, the CD probably cost more than what they would have gave you.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Because CDs cost $10.
CD.
CDs cost what, $10 back then?
I didn't
Was
care.
it brand new in the wrapper?
Yeah, it was brand new in the rapper. So I was pissed because I was like, I didn't want this. Like, give me some
Right.
money. I was excited about losing that too. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go buy some ice cream over
But you
here.
gotta, you gotta
thing
think
today
though,
at
that ice
school.
cream will only last you 10 minutes of enjoyment. Cha-cha
Where the goddamn
slide.
CD at?
You would have been dancing all damn month with that, bro.
Where the CD?
fact.
Because I don't know.
I don't know, you lost it. That was
Yeah.
your gift. That was your gift. What'd you do with it?
Because he's saying that, you know, I had to charge slide forever. No, I could have bought 10 ice creams with $10.
They would
Like,
have been gone though.
it don't
would've
matter.
been
The CD
$10.
gone.
They would have just been memories. See, you can
The
still play that
is
CD.
gone.
But you think about it, if you got the ice cream, you probably wouldn't even remember that.
Right.
But you got the cha-cha slide. And still to
gonna
this
live
day,
on forever.
still to this day, you remember. You remember playing it. You remember dancing to it.
You did it. Don't act like you didn't do the dance. You did
I
it.
was like,
And also, as a black person, you'll be ready for all tailgates and weddings.
Look, look.
When you hear right now, you think about your tooth, don't you?
Every single time. I be like, and then like, cause the thing was the Cha-Cha Slide CD only had 5 songs. So it was the Cha-Cha Slide, the Cha-Cha Slide acapella, the Cha-Cha Slide,
Instrumental.
the Cha-Cha
remix.
Slide salsa mix, and then like the remix of Cha-Cha Slide.
The reggae mix.
Right, the reggae mix.
And you know, if you should go to the club today, you still hear them songs.
Yep, right.
So one hop,
Ice
then
cream?
like one hop. I'm like, what is happening? I'm
Should have kept
pissed
that
off.
CD.
Word.
I was so
Timeless
excited
classic.
about going to being able to go buy some ice cream.
Yeah, I thought that story was so hilarious that I posted it on Facebook, and I said the reason it's so funny because my mama had that CD. She commented and said, and I still got it. Didn't know she was gonna see it.
I was like, who thought to do this? Like,
Oh my
and
God.
like, I don't even think I was like, I was like,
Was it in the rapper?
yeah, like I unwrapped it and everything. I was like when I got I was excited to wake up. I was like, yeah, I've been give me some money. I'm gonna get ice cream at school. And I was in a goddamn city. I was like, who did this? Like I was so upset.
The cha-cha-cha fairy.
There you go.
Feel like Biz Marquis or something.
Questlove.
I'm like, and I couldn't,
Rest in peace, Biz Marquis.
like I'm like, mama, like and Mom was already gone for work. So I
she
knew
didn't do it.
wasn't her. I was like, who can we just cut there and see?
Yeah, I think that was her stepdad at the time.
But I don't even think.
remember that.
I don't even think Mama knew that I even got that though. Like, cause she might have been like, "Dwan lost a tooth," and then like they go, I was pissed.
Well, I bought this CD.
Yeah, give it to her. She should be still asleep. At 1:30 p.m. Right, she asleep. Long as hell.
I got a new CD in the mail today.
I was so angry. Mom was like, I don't even remember that. I'm like, you had to know. Like, you knew. I was getting that gut during CD. I was pissed off about that.
I don't remember getting nothing for a tooth.
I thought I was gonna get more for the silver teeth, but those just for the cavities. They ain't really same value.
You
I'm
had
like 5.
teeth?
I had like 2 of them.
Damn, Lorel, you
Damn,
was
son.
bad.
I ate candy, man. That's what I did.
Lorel, you was bad.
I actually wasn't bad. I just ate
That's
candy.
just how they do it in Birmingham.
Nah, cause we always say like kids with silver teeth is bad. Like a
Mine
kid
wasn't
with
in the
silver
front, though, so
teeth
you
is
wouldn't know.
bad. Nah,
Yeah.
Lorel, you was bad.
You was down there sucking on that sugar cane.
You know what?
Pause.
I did pause, man.
And then what y'all young people say, pause.
I was. Didn't I try to explain that to y'all one time? Y'all didn't know
I
what it
think
was?
so.
Yeah, we know what it
Sugar
was.
cane.
Do they still make those? They don't exist?
I don't know. Probably some lady at church got that shit. Just
Farmer's
like them,
market or something.
just like them butterscotch candies.
Them things
But you know,
gross.
some of the long ones. Pause.
Nah, the ones that coming like they
them
coming like
things
the shiny
disgusting.
gold joint.
Yeah, the shiny gold.
Yeah.
I'm
No
like,
name candies.
Yeah.
Okay.
them no name candy piss me off. Like, who told old people that young people want this
They good
candy?
when you got nothing else.
No.
Nah, you
No.
might be on to something.
Yeah. What age do you become when you get that old to where your pocket always has either money in it or peppermint? Those old guys at church always have. It's like their pockets are endless. Right. Peppermint forever.
I said my papa had a bunch of peppermints, but Papa was a truck driver, and he was like, he said the peppermints would keep him up.
But where do they come from? That's what I'm saying. Because the pocket go down to the knee or something.
I don't know. But all I know is my papa had a whole bunch of bags of peppermints. Like I never had to worry about getting peppermints from nowhere. Like he had like 10 bags of peppermints. I was like, Papa, all you got so many peppermints? Well, to keep me up. I'm like, do you eat a bag a day? Like, how does this work?
Being at church, man, especially when it's important to have peppermint because, especially if you got somebody praying for you. You ever had somebody praying for you who breath stink?
Yeah, you want to
You
pray
can't
for
even
them.
focus on what they're saying because you too busy like, man, when is prayer gonna be over? Because
They be
killing
like,
you.
bless you. You be like, no, bless you.
Because they be all in your face, and he's in your head, and he's in your chest, from
They
the
be
top of the head to the
spitting.
bosom, and then they all in you like this. You be like, oh my God.
And then you would think it'd be the
Or
opposite
pass
because you
out.
sat there so quiet and your mouth been closed, so you think your breath would be hot. They've been up there preaching all day, and you would think they would have a fresher breath because they've been running their mouth.
Yep.
But it would always be the opposite.
Especially
God
when
damn
them evangelists get up there and pray for you.
Right.
I'm like, ma'am, sir.
And them
somebody.
guest speakers be long-winded. Oh, man, I hated when them guest speakers came.
Need the peppermint pockets.
Yeah, them guest speakers
Old
didn't know
people
how to be
having
quiet.
The pockets that like when you put the shit in front of your car, like the little console thing.
Yeah.
They got everything. Everything that's in your consoles will be in their pocket.
They got that, the little cookie canister, and you open it,
Right.
it never be cookies.
It always
Be
be like
pennies and
nails and
alley
shit.
wrenches and shit.
And buttons.
All type of
Needles,
nails,
all type of
fucking
shit.
soy sauce packets, and all type of bullshit in there, man.
Yeah.
Like, when did y'all have the cookies? Like, damn.
I've never seen those cookies in my
Never
life.
seen the cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But
They always looking there trying to find something, but it's see-through. You can see what's in there. Like, nigga, I don't want nothing in there. Like, well, let me try to find you something here.
accumulated stuff. Grandma, you got some candy? She open it. It'd be quarters and dimes, all types of shit. It'd be one little piece of candy and it's stuck to one of the quarters. Just peel it off, baby. It's good. No, it's not.
That peppermint half melted.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yo, my grandma is good for that. It's still good.
Right, it's
'Cause,
still
like,
good.
because it's like I think I I had a cold one time, and we had some Tylenol cold and flu, and I think it had expired in like 2014. It's still good.
It ain't even
Damn.
open.
Right, it ain't even open. We ain't even use that.
Now you
It's
got
good.
Now you got a
Grandma, this
cold
is
and a cold
poison.
sore.
I'm like, Grandma, this is freaking poison. What are you talking about? I'm gonna die.
Oh, man.
So, random question. Have y'all ever smelled a sneeze?
I think so.
I don't recall.
It smells like spit.
Yeah, and that shit weird.
Yeah.
Never happened to y'all?
Because maybe
I guess I never really thought about it.
Me either.
Like I just
No,
I
smell
don't think
the
you can
booger.
smell your own. I think you smell other people's.
I don't.
I mean, I smell the booger, but
I
I've
wouldn't
never
want to
smelled
smell
it.
someone else because I feel like now I'm gonna get whatever you just sneezed out.
Right.
I don't even want to smell it.
I had a classmate that sneezed once, and that shit made me sneeze. Like, I was baffled. I've never smelled a
That nigga
sneeze
had a
before.
virus.
It could be. And look at me all in it.
That nigga he had the first corona.
Yeah.
He's out here sneezing.
So let's get into these. This week we'll just do these two. See how smart they are. I actually don't have my words with me because they're on the camera over there, but I remember two of them.
Okay.
I got one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're gonna put y'all on the spotlight. Ask y'all to spell a couple of words. Being that I don't have my phone, I ain't gonna know whether they spell them right or not. So y'all gonna have to help me out.
Right.
Okay.
So the first word is can we get you to spell diarrhea?
Oh, man.
He thought it would be something like cookies or some shit.
This should be a separate thing.
Separate thing?
Yeah, separate thing. We
All right,
gotta
I
start
got
doing
you,
some
Lil
shit like
Rell.
All right. I know you misspelled it trying to find that shit.
No, when I put in the right letters.
You didn't spell it right.
Yes, I did.
Ain't no damn
Yeah, I spelled it right.
autocorrect.
No, I put in the first word, the first
3
5 letters in, because I know how to spell it.
No, I'm going to go with DYHAR.
Is that diarrhea?
That sound like a Bruce Lee.
I think it's what? DIAR. I know some H in there. I don't know if it's H. Yeah, there's an H in there.
Yeah, but where is it?
I think it's the DIA. Was it REHA?
You were close. I know you were close.
I think he was close.
DIA.
Your kid's gonna see this like, damn, daddy.
What is it?
Did I spell it right?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's DIARRHEA.
Okay. I know there's an H in there.
That's one of them words I can never get right.
Yeah, you see that?
I got it. So the next word is the only one I can remember from the list. It was unconscious.
UNCONSICIOUS.
That might be it.
Wait, what'd you say?
He can't spell that again.
Yeah,
You fucked him up.
UNCONCISIOUS.
He didn't spell
Oh,
it
do I
right.
got it? I thought you wanted him to do it.
Oh, me? I think it's let's see.
You gonna remember that?
No, I think it's UNCON. I think CIOUS.
Both of y'all wrong. UNCONSCIOUS.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So as you get older, like where does everything go?
Out the back door.
Yo, you got so much shit, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, fuck spelling.
When my mother passed this past year, a little bit of me, like I felt like I lost a little bit of myself, and then I just recently battled COVID, so I definitely got COVID brain. because I can go to the store now and I'll remember out of 4 items, only 3 of them. So
I done had COVID my whole life. Then I go in there for one thing, come out with everything but that thing.
Bro, I go in the kitchen like, what the hell?
Like, come here, let me cut this light off since I'm in here.
Oh man!
I was like, you get to the car, God darn it, that's what I went to buy.
Yeah.
No, I think
now you gotta wait.
I mean now with especially with our cell phones, you got the autocorrect. It
right.
It don't even matter because I know plenty where I couldn't spell, and I just
So a smartphone makes us dumb.
yeah,
Right.
it does.
I don't use autocorrect.
I do. Y'all probably would never text me back if we did. I'm like, what? Boy, the hell you talking about?
Because they be switching nigga with like
Bigs. Yeah.
Nah, fam. I mean nigga.
Yeah.
So like in the settings, you can actually put the word in there.
Yeah, that's what I had to do for Ann because mine keeps saying abs. I'm like, nah. It's
Yeah, mine won't put them for some reason. It'll separate and put like TH, and then it'll put a space and then an M.
Yeah, with my phone,
The M.
if I use it enough, it'll recognize the word that I'm saying, and it'll just automatically just let me use that word.
All right. Last word.
Okay.
Can y'all spell piranha?
I ain't even gonna try. I know
like
eat
that was
other
on
fish.
PIRANIHA.
Close, but no cigar.
Wait, what you say?
PIR.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
I think I want to give it a shot.
Go ahead, Rell.
Hey.
P.
Yep.
I. MP? No. PIRAN. Wait, what we spell it? I'm thinking about diarrhea. Diarrhea. All right. PIRANHANA.
What?
Piran and Hunter.
Nah, man. PIR.
No, he was right until he added the
Yeah,
NA at
it
the end
count.
of it. I said you actually was right until
Yeah.
you added the
It's
NA on the end of it.
PIRANHA. Piranha.
Yeah, so you was right until you piranha, huh?
You spelling like a
Diarrhea threw me off.
fucking
Piranha.
ghetto black girl name.
Come here, piranha.
Yeah, piranha. Shout out my ghetto black girls. Love y'all.
All right, so
Like what made God think to create a piranha? I just really want to know. Like we gonna.
Oh,
give
they
him all
actually
these
get the
teeth.
scales off your feet.
yeah, the
I
white
seen it
people.
in Victoria's.
So explain that, cause he got
Explain
questions.
what?
The white people with the stuff growing on their feet. He was very
Because
curious
they
about
don't use lotion. So like, and they don't wear socks with their shoes.
All of them?
The 95% of them.
You know what's crazy and not even joking? I see a lot of, I guess you would call them. You call some Indian people Asian, but I'm just
Well, like Pacific
Islander or
whole thing.
whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Pacific Island.
But they wear sandals a lot, and I'll see like their feet are like scaly.
Yeah.
Most
So-
people don't moisturize their feet at all,
and
or
theirs is-
wash them. So it just.
But they're stemmed from the seawater. You know what I'm saying? The salt in the water.
Oh yeah, can dry it. Yeah.
But what's
makes
white
sense.
people's? We all know white people don't wash. They fucking said
We
it
don't
on
know
Ellen.
that. Well, they have been saying that.
But my question is, how come every time you go to an amusement park, and I know it's probably part of the chlorine, but all of them, and I'm not trying to be racist, but they smell like wet dogs.
That's a good question.
White people just look
It's
like
the hair thing.
They just look like they always look damp. You know what I mean?
They sweat a lot.
Yeah.
They sweat a lot.
Pete said that. Like, damn.
You know how like you kind of lick the fucking leaf to roll weed? That's what they look like. They always look damp.
Moist.
They look like a fucking fronto leaf.
I remember watching like commercials. I don't know if you ever watched them like them Ivory soap commercials and them Crest commercials. You know, they don't use washcloths. Like it's just them in the bar of soap.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, you never see
And
a
when they
wash
do
rag.
the face cleansing commercial, they just use water. Like,
I don't see no cleanser. Yeah.
Right, yeah, advertising clear as hell, but all I see is water that's clear as hell. See what I did, Pete? You see what I did?
Shooters gonna shoot, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, white people always look damp for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why, man. It's just a thing. Yeah, but if you ever go to like a water park, just
Or the
look,
beach.
Yeah, just look around. Just I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
I said, what about when you went to White Waters with me? Did you
Well,
see anything like when you went to the water park?
I mean,
You went recently?
yeah, I went earlier this year, but I mean, I don't know. I wasn't looking for that, so I mean, I saw a bunch of white people out there, but I wasn't like checking their feet for scales.
You went swimming with your COVID mask on?
Nah, they was doing their thing, and I was just doing my job, which was just watching them. All I do.
Oh, you took the
watch.
kids?
I took the kid and the mom. She
Okay,
wanted to
okay.
take them to Six Flags.
Okay.
So they're into the water park area, and they just.
I have a
playing that.
question. Because I'm a fellow transporter, also an ex-transporter.
Right.
When they returned to your vehicle, how did they smell?
Oh, they
They
were
were
dry.
white?
But no, they was mixed. They were mixed, Mexican. Well, the mom Mexican and the child is
Oh,
Mexican and white.
They weren't white people.
So
Okay.
they're not fully Caucasian.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a different smell.
Like, what's the baddest kid y'all ever had?
Apparently, they don't know because every time you bring up one, you talking about the one that shot me in the leg? No, not that one. The one that stabbed me? No, not him. The one that tried to pull your eye out? No. The one that cut your hair off? Yeah, him. Like, all of them got...
I think I'll tell you the dumbest kid I had. he was 17, and I don't know, man. He just had a whole different outlook of life, like totally different. He felt like me and him were talking one day, and he said he felt like he was a god. He said, I feel like I'm a god. I said, so in that concept, I guess you like a 10%er. Well, I mean a 5%er. So 5% believes. I think if I'm mistaken, I won't quote right. They say they believe 85% of the world is being followed. 10% of the people know that they're followers, and only 5% are the leaders. So that's supposed to be like the 5%ers' whole outcome. Yeah. So I was telling him, that's what you are then. He's like, yeah, that's what I am. So my coworker was like, well, they don't like white people. He said, you like white girls? Yeah. He said, well, you can't do that being a 5%er. Well, I don't know everything. But the kid swore he knew everything. Like, it's just like you talk to him and it's just like where did this kid come from? Like, what does he do? Like, I just couldn't figure that part out. I'll tell you one that was really funny. So I had this kid and he had some kind of stuff going on with his head. I don't know what. He didn't have his medication, so he was just like, you talk to him, like stuff would just, you just never know where he was. He was a Mexican kid, but he was kind of tall. So anyway, his best friend, dad had
Wait,
died.
a tall Mexican?
Yeah, he was tall.
Boy, I done seen it all.
So his best friend, dad had died, right? And I guess they didn't leave him any money. And so they was trying to figure out how they're going to, survive. And so the dude was like, well, man, I get a check every month. He said, every month I get a check for like, he was getting a government check. So I guess he would get like $7,000 a month or somewhere in that area.
Earn a month?
It was like one of them crazy checks. So he was getting a good check. And so he was like, man, he said, I'll get my mom to give me the card that the money come on. He said, and then, I'll help y'all out. Me and you, we best friends. We just take the basement. Your mom got the rest of the house. And the kid was like, yeah, if that works, because, but the kid was still on DFAX. So his idea was he was going to run from DFAX, get his mom to give him the card, and they were going to live happily ever after. So the night before, we had went to Walmart, and the stupid boy stole some sunglasses. I didn't even know till he came out of Walmart, and he pulled them out. And I was so mad, I was about ready to go back in there and tell on him. And he begged me not to.
Yeah.
So I said, all right. So anyway, while we was in the room, we supposed to be asleep, he said he was gonna take a shower. I said, all right. So he took a shower, and I was with a different company. This time, I was just, you only had one person there. So while I'm asleep, he's in the shower. Apparently, he had got a razor from up front, and he shaved all his hair off. And he had a lot of hair. Yeah, he had a lot of hair. And so
that nigga's going undercover.
apparently he
With the
thought,
sunglasses was fun.
apparently he thought that he could shave his hair off and wear these sunglasses and wasn't nobody gonna see him.
I respect that.
So about 3 o'clock, when he got showered, I was already asleep. So I guess I woke up like around 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's nowhere to be found. Like, I'm like, where this kid at? I go in the bathroom, hair everywhere. I'm like, this stupid son gonna shade his head. So what he did was he called his mom and tried to have her meet him at Crystal's so he can get the card. Well, the mom actually called the police on him. So he ended up getting caught. But the crazy thing is, when he asked his mom about the money that was coming on the card, she told him that she didn't use the money. She said, "No, if you don't use the money every month, they take it back." So he was getting like $7,000 a month and didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't know of it until he found out his best friend dad died. And I guess some kind of way he found out that he was getting money every month. He didn't even know it. But his mom was getting the money and spending the money. It was obvious she was spending money every month.
All right.
Because he was like, shoot, I got that with my shit. I had a lot of money saved up. I didn't know about it. And she's like, no. If we don't use the money, because we never used it, they just take it back.
And he believed that.
Yeah, he believed it.
She should be in jail.
You always say he does.
She should be in jail.
Ooh, man.
So he was still receiving the funds even though he was in de facto custody?
That's what he believed. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I'm saying, like I say, he because he was he really wasn't in custody. What happened was he had got, I think he got caught stealing or something. And then so when they ended up investigating, I guess they found out that he wasn't living with his mom or something like that was going on.
I just think it's hilarious if you would have woke up in the middle of the night and see his little bald-headed ass like this. Nigga, I can see you. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm a ninja. You can't see me. I'm invisible. You don't see anything. You're daydreaming.
Go back to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so he was telling me about the
Drake and Chris Brown.
Oh yeah, darn.
Yeah, we ain't gotta talk about it.
Yeah, you want to tell this instead?
No, I was saying like he was telling me about the little kid that was like trying to fight him, and they like the little boy's like 4 years old. They can't like hit him back. They have to defend themselves. So
You can't.
So I'm saying like, what would you have done like in the event?
Boom, boom.
Slip the jab.
Slip the jab. And like, listen, he came at me.
Man, that little joker was bad. He cussed and everything. 4 years old.
4 years old.
But you can't hit him
Got his
even
ass
though
at
he
21.
coming at you.
No, that's what the job description says. I can't hit him. I can hit him. It's not the correct thing to do, but I can hit him.
No, I guess you
wrong.
get fired for it.
Yeah, you can get fired. It's
That
called
was-
child abuse.
That was the craziest thing about us, that we had to take training on how to restrain these kids,
Yeah.
but our boss would tell us, the way my insurance is set up, you can't use any of these hoes. So I'm like, what are we having this training for? And it was just like red tape, dot your I's, cross your T's type of stuff. But we cannot use those type of hoes on the child.
But what if you grab his arm and pull it around his neck, and technically you wouldn't be grabbing him?
Still, you can't.
like-
You ain't allowed to touch them. Period.
Well, like, what can you do to defend yourself against somebody hitting you?
We-
Besides hitting them back.
We had one kid. Remember the kid we had in Conyers? We had one kid. You remember that child?
Some 90s shit.
Remember we had them 5 kids that we were watching out in Conyers?
Oh yeah.
We had one kid outside of
yeah.
McDonald's. He was trying to run into the traffic, and like we literally had to hold him. You know,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like we literally had to hold him back because he was still trying to run into the traffic. Like he didn't. I don't know what the case was. He was mad about something.
But you can't touch him, right?
I mean, we could hold him,
If y'all would have let him do it,
but we can't. But at the same time, you got to protect him because.
Right.
I mean, think about it. You got cars.
This is a busy highway.
It's a busy highway. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the kid is steady trying to run into. Like he's literally trying to run into the
He can
highway.
get smacked with a car.
Yeah.
So.
Like
But
he's
why
literally
is
trying.
he doing that?
He was mad about. So I can't remember what he was mad about.
I think that was the day that I don't know, the visit ended early, and I don't know what it was, but I think is that the day when he choked his brother with the what's name?
Yeah.
The next yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was that.
See what I said earlier?
this orange is the new black.
I mean, it was. Oh man, what didn't they have weekly visits?
Yeah, we did
Oh,
it on the week.
man.
Yeah.
He would go get the sisters, and I would always go get the brothers. And I mean, I never had no issues in the car, but once they got amongst each other in McDonald's, it was a wrap. It was a wrap.
Dang, he
Damn.
choked him with the thing.
Yeah, they was in the playhouse, and next you know, they was talking amongst each other, and then next you know, we heard like he over there choking his older brother, like choking him out.
All I would have said was, all right now. I don't touch shit.
Cause the mom was mad. She like, okay, that's it. It's over.
Call my supervisor. Where you at?
No, they had already left.
Laid out.
They left,
Yeah.
and we decided to give them that extra time because I forgot why she had to leave early. I don't know if it was a job interview or something like that, but
Yeah, 'cause the
she
kids
left
weren't staying
early,
together.
and we let them get the last half an hour, and it turned into chaos, and it turned from a half an hour to an hour and a half because unfortunately we had to call law enforcement and wait till their foster mom came up because we couldn't, get them anything like that. So I don't know, man.
Damn.
It be rough sometimes. These kids. Sometimes the kids have a rough life.
Yeah.
It sounds like they making y'all life rough with them.
Yeah.
Some of them, but you got some good kids. You got
Yeah.
some that's just bad.
Do y'all have any favorite kids?
Nah.
I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say
self-explanatory.
a favorite one because
The least bad, basically.
it's like, it's always somebody different. You might run back into the troublemakers that like to think they're going to get the hotels all the time, like Daquan, So it's just, I don't know. It just, like I said, just some of them you feel really bad for, and then some are like, I understand why your mama let you go or your daddy let you go, So.
That's hard in that life.
Damn.
So we are approaching almost 2 hours. Want to get to everybody's last minute thought. Pete, we can start with you.
Last minute thought. Heather, holla at me. let's start it off like that.
We end it off.
Parents, make sure you tell your kids if you broke. Don't be rewrapping their toys. Don't do it. No, don't do that to them.
Just tell them you broke.
Just tell them you broke.
All right, last minute thought.
I don't know. Pete, just get a stronger gun. Keep shooting your shot, and apparently they bulletproof.
I was wearing it down though. Y'all seen the way she was looking at me? You seen the NY on the fitted?
She said, "This nigga."
Nah, she didn't say that. She said this man, which means that she kind of liked her a little bit. She was like, this man.
So I got 2 last minute thoughts. Fathers, I need y'all to get stronger. Don't let your sons beat your ass. And 2, we can still see you if you bald headed.
You're not invisible.
I can see him right now. Last minute thought.
Man.
I guess I have to go to fatherhood and how it's such a challenge and it's troubling at the same time, but and a reward. So that's all I have.
And you can get to your shout out since we didn't do it. Go ahead. Yeah. Grab your
Oh
items.
yeah. I wanted to shout out my friend Steph with his brand Mantra.
Your friend Steph or Stuff?
Steph. His name is Stefan.
Oh, you call him okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to shout his brand out. Like I had this shirt for a little while. It's 2021 now. But every time I try to go in there about some stuff, your stuff sold out. So you need to quit selling out all your stuff. And
Looks
send
like
some
Michael
stuff.
Jackson's glove.
But no, like this, like like his brand is pretty great. His quality of his shirts is really good, and like he prints his own shirts. So like, shout out to you.
Supporting black business once again.
I think so Mantra Shop, y'all go check him out. His stuff is pretty dope. He always sold out. Young nigga can never get nothing, so I just had to pull out of the basement, But
Link in
check
the
him
description
out.
below.
Yeah.
And your other thing.
Oh yeah, and can you And also, I wanted to shout out my friend Janelle. Her Instagram is Janelle, but like,
Can you see it on the camera? You're probably gonna have to hold it up.
Oh,
Now you can see it.
Well, hold it this way a little bit. No, the other this way. Between y'all.
Your military, right?
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
They don't need to see me.
so Now she makes wreaths, beads. Like she does a plethora of things. She makes
her name?
like desserts. Janelle.
She's making desserts and
I mean, like I said, she make a plethora of things. Like she make beads, like all that stuff. Like she had posted this, and I was like, I gotta have it. Like my best friend is from Bama. He an Alabama fan.
That's
I need
me.
it. Met up with me, and I bought it. She gave it to me. Well, she didn't give it to me, but I bought it, and then so we get it. But now, like she's really talented. Y'all go support Nell with her black business. She's real creative. She created a lot of stuff.
Instagram.
Her Instagram is Janelle. I think I'm gonna have to give you.
You just see the way we was on here spelling.
I'm gonna give it to you so you can put
Okay.
it in. But y'all go
Link in the description, man.
Yeah,
That's
so
some
y'all
shit.
go check out Nelly. She be doing her thing for real. Like she does a plethora of things. This is just one.
Isn't Gucci Man from Alabama?
I guess he from Bessemer. We don't really consider that like Birmingham. Like that's like, I guess like Alpharetta to Atlanta or something like that.
How many artists are there out there from Alabama?
Right now, a bunch of them.
I only know one. That's the one that had throw them D's on it.
You got Rich Boy, Dobie.
I didn't know Rich Boy was from Bama.
The Dirty Boys, the one that made Hit the Flow. Mr. Biggs. There's a lot of them. But like right now, we probably got like 2 minutes to name. I don't even listen to all of them, to be honest. But we want to thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll comb my hair next time.
Share.
He probably won't.
I'm going to comb it next time. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Heather, you know what to do. Peace.
I'm dead.